Hello everyone. So today I am here to discuss with you chapter number 6, class 6, that is changes around us. Right? So changes around us. What we conclude from that? To we know that seasons change as the earth revolves around the sun. Change of seasons means change in the environment. Living things respond to change in environment by changing their habits. Certain animals migrate to warm region during winters, whereas trees shed their leaves in autumn. Humans adapt to change in environment by changing their way of clothing and eating. We can thus say that things around us are changing continuously. One day-to-day activities also bring about many changes. For example, when vegetables are heated, they get cooked. In this process, the taste, size, and color of the vegetable change considerably. Similarly, when we dry clothes, evaporation of water into the air is also a change. The question is that what makes things change? Can we induce change? Can we predict the outcome of a change? All changes are useful. So, how to identify a change that some change has happened or some change has taken place? How we will identify? So, a change can be identified by the effects it produces. The substance or the object undergoing a change may change in its size, shape, color, position, state, or chemical nature. I am repeating, the substance or the object undergoing a change may show change in the size, shape, color, position, state, or chemical nature. Right? So, what brings about these changes? Basically, there are three actions that can bring about that changes. One is pressure, second is heat, and third is mixing. I'm repeating the three actions which can bring about the changes, that are pressure, heat, and mixing. Right? So, first of all, as you can see, the activity one. So, in this, I'm taking one balloon. I'm just filling the air in it. There is a change, yes, because the shape of the balloon gets changed. So yes, we can say it's changed. When I will allow this air to move out, to escape out, then it will come back to its initial position, right? Same way, if I take one paper, I'm folding it, right? I'm making an aeroplane. So I can make one aeroplane by using this. So earlier it was a page, now it's an aeroplane. There is a change in the shape. So yes, we can see that it's a change, right? Third one is that dough, right? From flour, wheat flour. So what will happen when I will just pressing it? Its shape is changing. Earlier it's like this, round shape. If I will press it, so then its shape is changing. I can divide it, I can do like this. So what will happen? The shape is changing in this. So what we can do, we can say, yes, the change has taken place. What is common in all these three changes? In all these three changes, what is common? If I will take a round, then if I will press it, I am making it long, and I will again do it. So it will come back to its initial position, right? It will come back to its initial shape. Same way, balloon, when I fill the air in it, and then the shape was changed, and when I just release, allow the air to move out, then its shape again came back to its initial shape. Same way, when I made that aeroplane, if I will unfold the paper, I can get the paper back. same, right? So what is common in all these three changes? The common thing in all these three changes is that these changes can be reversed. So what we conclude, the change in which the things can get back to its initial shape, that are known as reversible changes, that can be reversed, right? Same way, if I will take the example of this balloon, what will happen if I will burst that balloon, like, right? It cannot get back to its previous shape, right? Same way, if I want to draw an aeroplane and I'm cutting this paper like this, cutting and drawing, and when I will open this, so I will not get the same page, right? Same way from dough, when we cook it to make a chapati, that chapati cannot be changed back to that piece of dough, right? So what is common in all these three changes? In all these three changes, the common is that these changes cannot be reversed. Once the product was obtained, it cannot be changed to the initial shape, right? So these kind of changes are known as irreversible changes, right? So dear students, so today you learned about the changes, the three actions which are responsible to bring the change. Let's discuss these actions also. In the first case, when I burst the balloon, sorry, when I fill the air into the balloon, so what was the action? Pressure, mixing, or heat? Pressure, right? Because I just filling the air, so air was putting up the pressure on the balloon and the size was increasing. In the second case, again I was folding, I was using the pressure of my hands, then dough, also the pressure change in shape, right? So these are the three actions out of maybe one or two, maybe all three, maybe any one can be there or will be responsible for the change. So the reversible change, the change which can be reversed, and irreversible change, the change which cannot be reversed, that are known as irreversible changes. Thank you.